Who's the father? Paternity Court is such a funny show. I just started getting into it. I just had to react to this video that I saw. It was just too hilarious. I just had to react to it. So let me watch this video and give you some of my thoughts. You're watching the Kenim O Show, and I'm your host, Kenim O.
Ms. Mayo, you're here today because you filed a paternity suit against Mr. Brown, who you claim is your 2-month-old fraternal twins, Chloe and Carter's biological father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You say when today's results prove your case, you want him to pay you $1,000 for half of the child-rearing expenses.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Brown, you say the only reason Ms. Mayo is claiming you're the father is because she's trying to trap you and she's desperate to be with you. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Mayo, you're suing for child-rearing expenses. What has Mr. Brown done for your twins thus far?
Nothing at all.
For one, I feel like she trapped me.
I never trapped you. How did I trap you?
The idea that somebody trapped you is so ridiculous. If you are like, you know, doing the hanky-panky, you're not wearing protection, and you're gonna say somebody trapped you is kind of ridiculous.
We had unprotected sex.
All right.
Time, not one time did we use a condom.
And so what you're saying is you were having a sexual relationship, you weren't using protection, but you believe she was also sleeping with other people.
Yeah, that could be the case.
Were you having sex with anybody else, Ms. Mayo?
Could
No.
That's what they all say.
She's so judgmental. I guess like she is a judge, but damn, like she's so judgmental.
But basically, we
So-
was friends. No, don't even. We was
Man,
friends. We been best of friends until Cedric really.
Best of friends?
Yes, we have been. Before all this happened, we was friends.
Man,
So
we
you
was
wasn't
friends.
helping me take
Okay.
care of my kids. The kids
Yeah.
did not. We weren't
I
friends.
was
Make
doing
sure
that.
I got.
Twins though, twins. Oh, that is expensive. One child is expensive, but twins? I'm so sorry.
Doing all that,
Making
but
sure this. and
Wait
that.
a minute,
Come on now.
he was helping you take care of your other kids.
Yes, making sure I got to work. Make sure I had gas in my truck. Make
that's
sure
the
I
type of-
had.
How many other kids you got?
That sounds like you were a
Make sure
couple
I
to
had
me.
everything.
Oh, that's the type of person I am. That's, I mean, if
I ain't
we,
got
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
I-
just kind-hearted.
yeah, I'm a kind-hearted person. That's the type of person I am. It's situationship.
It's a situationship.
Yeah, situationship. Yeah.
That's a new
Yeah.
Now that's a new word.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me, what was the situationship when she told you she was pregnant?
He
She's
left.
so
He blocked me on
dramatic.
everything.
Okay.
Blocked me on
I told her
From
to go
the
get on
beginning.
birth control.
lies.
Okay.
You never told me
Okay.
that.
We gon' from the birth control.
Ooh, there's a problem. Because I think they have birth control for men, right? It would just seem to me that if one woman can only get pregnant once a year, right? It takes her 9 months to give birth. But a man can impregnate 100 women. It would seem to me that it makes more sense for men to wear birth control, especially when they're the ones that advocate for unprotected sex, it seems. But hey, look, at the end of the day, both of them had unprotected sex with each other, and she's culpable just as much as he is. And for you to ask a woman to take birth control, do you know what that does to her hormones? Do you know that what that does to her mood, depression, all these factors that people don't talk about, how like detrimental these things are to women, but you want to ask women to do that because for your convenience? I think that men should look into taking birth control, actually. Honestly, I think that men need to look into male birth control. I'm going to Google it. Male birth control pill. Does it exist? Yes, it does. Oh. A vasectomy. Maybe not then. No, hold on. No, they are. Yeah. Men can get birth control too. So instead of asking women to do it, consider getting it yourself.
Brown, you all understand that having safe sex is not just about pregnancy. That's not the only issue. I mean, you can die from contracting diseases, and yet you all still decided you were going to have sex without protection.
Yes.
Worst mistake of my life.
Mine too.
I have to say though, she's right, but she's so judgmental. All of these judges, all these shows, they're so judgmental. And I get that they're judges, but I just feel like whenever I deal with like lawyers, they always seem to be like, very objective with their approach. But on these shows, like, these judges are so like they're really judging you for your life choices and asking you all these like deep questions and trying like to school you. But I'm like, that's not your business. How is that? What does that have to do with? That's not your business. Why are you like trying to school them or scold them? She's right, by all means. But I just think it's interesting how these judges are just so like, they're always trying to school you, but like, that's not your position. You're here to just call the verdict, right? I don't know.
Tell me why you're standing in court today saying that you're positive you're not the father, and that's why I haven't done anything for these twins, because Miss Mayo is right. It's not, I mean, taking care of one child is expensive. Twins?
Because she.
What happened to kind-hearted Mr. Brown?
Because I didn't want this. I stated this from the beginning. I don't want no children.
Seems to me like he was only kind-hearted so he could get in her pants, so he could sleep with her, and now that he's gotten what he wants and he doesn't like the outcome, now he wants to be Mr. Mean Guy. Why would anybody choose like someone that doesn't want to have kids with them? And also, having a child is a liability, whether like the person, like, especially when he's obviously doesn't come from like a lot of means. It's not like she trapped like a rapper or something or some wealthy man. So like, why would someone plot that when it means that she has to like work twice as hard? Both of them have to work twice as hard just to pay for this child.
This was her whole plan from the beginning. Her whole plan from the beginning was to have kids by me.
Was not. Who are you,
man?
Cedric? What do you have? Like, come on,
You can front.
So what is your doubt? Exactly.
They don't look like me for one. I got very distinct features.
So come on, everybody in America knows that when newborns are born, they don't look like no one.
Can I go to?
They don't even look like me.
Can I go to the easel?
Oh, you have an exhibit?
Yes. Can I go to the
Please step
easel and
over.
show you?
Yes, I'd like to see it.
Wonder what this is.
Okay, this me. As you can see, I got very thick eyebrows. This is a distinct feature
They
of
were
me.
just born. Look at
Okay.
Chloe's eyebrows. Look at
me.
Chloe right now.
This me. Thick eyebrows.
Wow.
This them.
What is this? Oh my God.
That's them.
Well, they 2 months old. They don't even have time to grow
him
that many eyebrows yet.
Right.
This is so funny. What is this? This is so. They really let him go on that board and draw. Like, seriously?
The son, he got an M hairline, which is hereditary. I got a straight hairline.
It don't matter.
My father got a straight hairline.
Like that.
My father got a straight hairline.
Wow.
It's upsetting you that he's
talking too
denying.
much.
Yeah, it's upsetting that I got to sit there and raise 2 babies by myself. I'm 23 years old. You know how hard it is having 2 babies? I wish this on no one.
This is why we, in this court, when we try to talk to young women, just like yourself, when you laying down with any old body, they've made no commitment to you. You're not married, you're not in a relationship, nothing. And this is a hard thing that I have to tell young girls. If he hasn't said he wants you, why would you expect for him to say he wants children with you?
You're right.
It is a lot. I had my child when I was almost 40 years old, and I'm telling you, some days I didn't know whether I was coming or going. And I look at you at 20-something years old with 2.
Forget about even that. I just think the idea of having a child that young at 24, especially when people are not married, but even when they're married, because at 24, unless you're marrying somebody that comes from like extreme wealth, or you're marrying someone that like, you know, is much older, if both of you are 24 and you're having children, you guys are gonna suffer to like raise that kid, because you're just starting, unless like, okay, maybe somebody came out of college, got a really great job. I just feel like this is why you see the issues like with the manosphere that they talk about, like the modern women waiting till later in life to be able to take care of children. As Jordan Peterson puts it, when you take care of children, when you the reason why women are hypergamous is because of there's more at risk for a woman when she has sex with a man. The risk is she could get pregnant and she could be put in this situation, right? And the thing is, like, the reason why a woman wants a man that's like makes more money than her is because when she gets to that point of being pregnant, she wants to make, or she has this setback of having to raise this child. She wants to make sure that everything is taken care of. So when a lot of people in the manosphere complain about women being hypergamous, this is why. And like literally, This woman is suffering, taking care of these kids by herself. I cannot even imagine. God forbid. Honestly, I'd rather do it at 40. I'd rather do it at 40 and know that I am financially stable. I have all the money that I need. Even if I, like, you know, I'd rather do it when I'm older, because like to be in that position at 23, it's almost like you ruined your life, especially in a situation like hers that she has no spouse. It's so unfortunate. This is why, like, a woman goes through all this stuff, the pregnancy, all of that, and in this case, like, he hasn't gone through any of this pain, none of this stuff, and you're just supposed to split it 50-50?
You've also 50-50? Submitted to the court projected medical expenses for Chloe will be, because you said she was born deaf.
Yes.
And so she's going to need support in the form of education. Jesus. You're going to need special education classes.
Oh, God.
To learn how to sign.
Jesus
you spoke
Christ.
About that. Hearing aid, and also an implant surgery.
Yes, Your Honor.
These expenses total $216,550, almost $250,000.
This just makes me not want to have children. Oh, God.
To support this beautiful little girl, and this is just a piece. And I can see that it hurts you and it concerns you.
You think he cared? No.
I care when I hear the results.
Look, you the one set up in here when you came in here talking about, I'm just a kind person, Your Honor. Her other children, I just helped her out. So you're trying to tell me now?
She has other children? Oh my God. That's why she's shaking the way she's shaking, because her life is like it's over.
That you have no empathy or compassion?
I got compassion.
For a young child that's born and can't hear?
Yeah, I got
and potentially,
I got compassion.
And this mother that used to be your friend and help you out?
And you're on that board drawing eyebrows. Like, seriously? You out here drawing eyebrows.
Is up against these type of expenses and challenges, raising the children?
Show you what type of man he is, because he don't care. He don't care.
Because the twins are fraternal, that basically means that they are like siblings born at the same time. So we had to perform 2 separate DNA tests. Do you understand? These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows.
Imagine if one of them isn't his child.
In the case of Mayo versus Brown, when it comes to 2-month-old Carter Mayo and 2-month-old Chloe Mayo, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Brown
is the father.
You are the father.
Oh, it's even like a terrible thing that this is the father, you know, because
what you gonna do now?
Look at his face.
Man, you know I'm taking care of my children, man. Come on, man.
We'll see.
Look at his face.
Well, let me say this before we adjourn. Mr. Brown, these are your biological children.
Yeah, I know that now.
All right? So you know that now for certain.
Yeah.
Because of that, you are required by law to take care of them.
I'm gonna take care of
financially,
my children.
and you also have the legal right to see them and be involved in their life. Ms. Mayo came to court suing for $1,000. That's half of the child rearing expenses. She presented evidence, and you, in fact, owe her that. For that.
Oh, wow, that was a lot. That was like extremely emotional, very dramatic, very unfortunate to see. And I just wish that on no one. And it's also a big lesson for me, and I hope for you too. Anyway, that was intense. What are your thoughts? Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, comment, all of the above. You're watching the Kenim O Show, and I'm your host, Kenim O. See you next time.